morning, Unity. It's so good to see you all again. Wow, I haven't been here for a Christmas service in so many years, and I'm just glad to be here. I'm so glad my family showed up, my sister, my brother. I'm just really touched. And my nieces and my great nieces are here. So thank you all. I had a birthday recently. I'm 35 again. And so I'm really happy. And it's just a pleasure to be here. I'm also fighting a cold. I haven't had a cold in years. So pray for me, and I will do my best to sing my hearts out for you. Do you remember me? I sat upon your knee. I came to you with childhood fantasies. Well, I'm all grown up now, still need help somehow. I'm not a child, but my heart still can dream. So here's my lifelong wish, my grown-up Christmas list. It's not for me, but for a world in need. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts. Everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. As children, we believe the grandest sight to see is something lovely wrapped beneath the tree. But heaven surely knows that packages and bows could never heal a hurting human soul. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts. Everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. I'm so sorry. This is my grown-up Christmas list. What is this illusion called? The innocence of youth. Maybe only in our blind belief will we ever find the truth. Lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts. everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. This is my lifelong wish. This is my grown-up Christmas list. Merry Christmas, you all. I didn't do it justice, but I love y'all. Now, you all know I can sing it better than that, right? So you know something's up.
Let me just say, wow. What a blessing you are. Even when you feel like you can't sing, you blessed us all. And on the way here this morning, Joey asked me, what's your favorite Christmas song? And I was like, oh, I don't know, Frosty, I don't know, that something Christmas. That was it, sung by you. Thank you. Tilly Wall, thank you for being here and sharing your gift with us today. Tilly's been with us before here at Unity of South Sound. Actually been singing with us for 15, maybe 20 years, some far back number like that. So I'm impressed if you're only 35. Good job. And this is her first Christmas back in the States after being in exile in Canada for a number of years, since 2018. So welcome back, welcome home, and we're so glad you're here. Welcome to all of you to the light and the love that is Unity of South Sound. My name is David Sandall Hill, and it's my joy to welcome you here this morning. If you have any questions, concerns, or joys to share, please contact our office during business hours, or you can visit us online at www.unityofsouthsound.org. At this time, we'd also invite you to place your phones into airplane mode as we begin to lift off into the spirit of love. Now we invite you to relax, reconnect, and center in the truth of who we are, knowing that wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. Will you please join me in saying our opening affirmation? There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe: God, goodness, omnipotence. And our mission statement: inspired by the divine as an inclusive spiritual community, we explore and express our highest potential. And our vision statement: present and centered in divine love, we co-create a peaceful and awakened world. And our core values: we are love, joy, abundance, and spirit guided. Now I'd like to invite Reverend Megan up to lead us with an opening prayer.
Thank you, David. I'm going to light the light that reminds us that we are the light. And at Christmas time, we take the light to another level with our Advent wreath and candles, and this week is our third week, and we light the candle for love. So I'm going to start with lighting our candle for faith from our first week, and peace from last week. And as we light the candle of love, we affirm, I light this candle for the union of love and wisdom. It is through that union that the Christ is born in us. So we know that truth. So let's just take that into a moment of prayer. We light the candle from within, the union of love and wisdom. For through that union, the Christ is born in us. As we move into our Christmas experience, our journey reminds us that love is the pureness of our heart that allows us to awaken to our truth. And so let us bring that into our Christmas experience, not only today, but every day. And we send that truth and that wisdom and that light out into the universe, that every soul walking this planet begins to awaken to the light within and to be the love they were born to be, and makes a difference for all of us, including those that come after us. So we resonate in love, and we are grateful, and so it is. Amen.
Now I'd like to invite you, if you're able, to stand and join with our song leaders, Joey Sandelhill and Chris Lazarga. Take a brief moment to greet those around you with the Namaste community greeting. We especially invite you to reach out and greet someone you don't know or that may be sitting near you. Placing your hands together in a prayerful greeting, affirm Namaste. I behold the divinity you are. Namaste. And today's reading comes from the Daily Word entitled Love from May 1st, 1940. The all-enfolding love of God is with me constantly, upholding and sustaining me. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. I am thy God, I will uphold thee. Isaiah 41:10. When I find myself becoming susceptible to thoughts of fear, I immediately turn to God within me and feel God's love permeating my whole being. Thus I am filled with new strength, new faith, new courage, and all fear of persons or things is lost in the consciousness of love. Daily I praise God as the presence within me that makes me courageous, the presence that makes me loving and kind. As I learn to live with God every moment of the day and participate in God's goodness, my mind is filled with peace, my body thrilled with new life and harmony, and my affairs established in prosperity. I am steadfast in knowing that God's presence of love enfolds and surrounds me. When I feel the need of greater faith and courage, I am assured that God's presence is there to uphold and sustain me. I am strengthened and sustained. And now we'd like to invite Reverend Megan up to lead us in a time of meditation.
Thank you, David. There's such a special energy in the field of our vibrational imprint at this time of year. I don't know if you notice, but we're tapping into that. So in preparation for meditation, there's a simple little song that kind of gravitates through the Advent themes by Karen Drucker. I have faith, I have peace, I have love. I have faith, I pray faith, I choose faith, I am faith, I have peace, I pray peace, I choose peace, I am peace. When I trust and I let go, I know all is well. I have love, I pray love, I choose love, I am love. You are love, we are love, all God's children are love. When I trust and I let go, I know all is well. When I trust and I let go, I know all is well. And so we surrender into that, breathing into our heart as we begin that journey from the outer world into the inner world of wisdom and peace and love. So let the vibration of our prayer bowl take us deeper and deeper into that sanctuary. Just feel it. Breathing in, I have faith. Breathing out, I am faith. Breathing in, I have peace. Breathing out, I am peace. Breathing in, I have love. Breathing out, I am love. For when I trust and I let go, I know that all is well. So let us breathe that in even deeper, that truth, that when we align with the wisdom, with our heart, something happens. We conceive of the awareness of our Christ self and the pureness of our being. So in a moment of silence, allow yourself to be in that pure consciousness of being, where wisdom and love come together to ignite the light that you are. Feel it in this moment. I consciously breathe in, aligning with the rhythm of the universe. It reminds me that I am the Christ in expression. And from this moment, I bring it into everything I think, say, and do. Breathing in again, I come into the realization of this physical experience that allows me to be the gift in the world. And I open my eyes, renewed, refreshed, restored, and awaken, and grateful. And so it is. Amen.
I solicited some help today, y'all, for this next song. So thank you, Joey, for being an available
Absolutely.
vessel.
I see trees of green. Okay. This sounds a little different.
Yeah, it does.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright blessed days, dark sacred nights, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
The colors of the rainbow faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you.
I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Give it up for Joey. Very good. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And thank you, Joey. I'm just so grateful that you are willing to just jump in and be spontaneous and add to the experience, and that was beautiful. Oh, so here we are. You know, this morning we sang Hark the Herald Angels Sing, and some of the lyrics of Christmas songs, you may notice, can be sometimes challenging, especially for children, as they're not written in the contemporary English that we speak in today. There was a class of 6-year-olds that were singing Hark the Herald Angels Sing at their Christmas concert one year. And remember that line, God and sinners reconciled. Well, that can be a little tricky for 6-year-olds, and maybe they don't even really understand what that means. So one little boy with a voice that was completely louder than everyone else and drowned out the choir happily belted out, God and sinners dressed in style. That makes so much more sense, doesn't it? We want to show up in style. So bless the children everywhere, because they bring the light into the room, don't they? Yeah. So one of the books that I always pull out this time of year is called The Trip to Bethlehem, a traditional Christmas story as a guide to spiritual transformation by Reverend Hypatia Hasbrook. She was a unity minister who was a great teacher and very beloved in our movement. And she reminds us that the traditional Christmas story is our story, and that it is our responsibility to begin living our story. This season is bringing into an awareness of our awakening spirit, the birth of the Christ in all beings. And she says each year, the Christmas story stirs believers and unbelievers alike, because it appeals to the very depths of our being. It stirs all of us because the Christ child represents the higher self, the true self, the self of everyone. And that child is within us and in our depths, and we know that at some time we are destined to take that mystical trip to our inner Bethlehem, which represents the higher consciousness of ourself, the birthplace of our own higher self. And whether we know it or not, we feel the calling, we feel the stirring. As was said by Angelus Silesius in the 17th century, though Christ 1,000 times in Bethlehem be born, if he's not born in thee, thy soul is all forlorn. Think about what that might mean to you. So by taking a closer look at the Christmas story, we can view it in 3 levels, as all biblical stories, historical or not, have 3 levels of meaning. First, there's the literal level. The who, the what, the where, the when, the how, the why. It's the context of the story. And the second level is the moral meaning, the implied lesson about the consequences of our choices, our behavior, when dealing with other persons and natural forces, when pursuing our own goals, or attempting to embrace spiritual understanding within the reality of life. In our story, it shows what happens when people cooperate with what is referred to as God's plan, divine order, as we say, in unity. Just like the characters of the Bible stories, Elizabeth, Mary, and Joseph, did. Then there's the third level, that's the metaphysical meaning. The implied lessons about psychological and spiritual growth and the development of any human being. Everything in each story symbolizes something that can or does exist or can happen or does happen within the consciousness of any person. That's a little mind-boggling, I think. But in the Christmas story, it's an invitation. It's an invitation to our mystical journey to the place within ourselves where we can find our full humanity and our own divinity. The inner Christ, the higher self, that for some of us oftentimes feels so elusive, and yet it's there. So the term metaphysics itself, we throw that around in Unity and New Thought, but it refers to any system of thought by which people focus on discovering truth. That's what it's about. The confirmation of who we are and why we exist. Therefore, when we metaphysically interpret any story, whether from the Bible or another source, we're searching for the truth. And much can be discovered in our Christmas story to realize truth as it applies to each of us personally, especially in our journey of individual spiritual transformation. With that being said, this week, as we lit the candle for love, we acknowledge the third week in the Advent. It's an aspect that is guiding us on our Christmas journey, the Advent of love. It's a very transformative stage within our personal Christmas story. So we begin with focusing on our faith, which we did in the first week. Faith guides our way, which allows then for peace to be established within our mind, within our heart, within our body, as fear and worry are released, establishing a peaceful state of consciousness. So then we can now realize the consciousness of divine love, where the awareness of our Christ self is conceived. It can only be conceived in the pureness of consciousness. So this is where the Christmas story officially begins, with Mary accepting the gift of the Christ to be conceived within her after being visited by the angel Gabriel. We know the story as told in the book of Luke, chapter 1, verses 26 to 38, when the angel Gabriel comes upon Mary and he says to her, "Greetings, favored one, the Lord is with you." Now, I want to remind you that when we say Lord, it can be interpreted from Hebrew as meaning truth. So it means everything we need to know is coming into our awareness. And then says, "Do not be afraid," because that's what all the angels say, so we don't freak out, right? So do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God. And now you will conceive in your womb and bear a son. And Mary says to the angel, "Well, how could this be?" And the angel says to her, "The Holy Spirit will come upon you, and the power of the Most High, which is a name for God, will overshadow you, and therefore the child will be born, and it will be holy. For nothing will be impossible with God." And Mary responds, "Here I am, the servant of the Lord. Let it be with me according to your word." She accepted her path, demonstrating her receptivity to allow the Christ to be conceived within her. Now let's take the literal, that's the literal aspect, the context of what it really means. And let's look at how it applies to each of us, because that's where it makes it meaningful. Otherwise, we're just telling a nice story, right? So Hypatia Hasbrook takes us back to that moment in Mary's lifetime and asks us to imagine the scene not as Mary, but as playing it out within each of us. So it's like you're hearing the story from within your own soul, to know that Mary is your soul. It is not some woman out there, it is your soul, the divine feminine within you. And the words spoken by the angel are meant for each of us. And if we're willing, the seed of God's vibrational imprint, the divinity in our soul, will unfold to govern every aspect of our being and transform us at death. As with Mary, our faith will lead the way. So just as Mary asks, how could this possibly be? And then told with God all things are possible, she accepts her task with a willingness to allow the process to occur by surrendering, here I am. Here I am, the servant of the truth. I will follow the truth. Let it be with me according to the word. And without question, with absolute faith, she accepts her destiny, her gift. The same gift offered to each of us every Christmas. So her words illustrate perfect, peaceful consent to spiritual revelation and guidance. What we experience in the consciousness of faith, peace, and love. Mary represents our feeling nature in a purely intuitive, harmonious, open, and receptive state. That is where this process is leading us to be, in an unconditional consciousness of love. The only place where we can conceive of our Christ self. Otherwise, it's elusive. We don't get it. In other words, when our consciousness is illumined to a new level of spiritual awareness, we are then ready to conceive the idea of our inner Christ, just as Mary was ready, open, and receptive. Her prayerful acceptance embraces and expresses the power of faith to enrich life and the gift of love that is received as a result, the theme of our third week in Advent. You see how the journey is progressing, how it's leading us, and how each one is necessary before you can get to the next place. So the Christmas story metaphysically is our journey to the birth of our Christ, to the awakening of our true light that comes to us like the epiphany of the three wise ones, the three kings, who experienced a spiritual revelation in their willingness to follow the star. They noticed something different in their universe. And out of curiosity, they knew they must follow it to see where it would take them. That is what we get. Something gets our attention. And so at this point in the story, we become receptive to the idea of the new life that is within us, our inner light, our true Christmas gift. For as we are hopeful, we become a center of peaceful consciousness that allows us to be receptive to something more, something beyond what we have experienced and lived up to now. Do you accept this gift being offered to you at Christmas time? Are you open and receptive to the Christ light waiting to be born again within you? For only you can establish the consciousness of love to conceive this gift, the gift of divinity and all that it represents. Now, there's a spiritual awareness that begins with a glimmer in the mind, which is represented by the baby, the new life. Do you feel it? Can you feel that glimmer? It is brought forth through your intuition, our faith and our love for truth, which is Mary, the wisdom of your heart, and the consciousness of love. And it is nurtured and protected by right and positive thinking, represented by Joseph, when he accepts Mary's condition and his role in bringing forth the Christ. He represents our thinking nature when it is ready to do its part in the process of transformation. He had to come into understanding that things are not as they seem, and accept in faith the greater good being offered, the moral lessons. So all of these aspects are a part of us and allow for the seed of our divinity to start to germinate and begin to grow into this beautiful expression of the light of the Christ nature that's stirring within us. This is Christmas. This is what Christmas is. As the awareness of our source grows, our spiritual awareness is able to touch into that spiritual expression of others in such a deep, more profound way that we literally are born anew. The blessing Christmas offers us all. So many of us can be triggered by sadness, depression, rejection, all that Christmas is, from the pressure, the expectations of the holidays and what they represent. And I'm not immune to that. Perhaps reflecting, that bah humbug kind of attitude as a mask covering up the pain that maybe is being triggered by all of this wonder around us. And I hold empathy to those wishing to just get through the holidays, seeking to withdraw from feeling that gift of love that's being offered. I know there's times in my life where I have just wanted to just sleep through it and hope that January would suddenly appear. So, I can relate in my own process of managing grief triggers, and I just wanted to bring it up because the holidays is such a trigger point. So whatever it is that you're experiencing, for many of us, the biggest trigger is that we are missing those that we love that are no longer here with us, that are no longer joining in, and so every tradition is a reminder that they're not there. And so as I've been able to sit with my feelings and my experience of it and recognize how it might be triggered by others, I come to realize it's important to honor what you're feeling, but also begin to see how can I create some kind of a new experience through this. Because the Christ that is coming to light within me will inspire me. And so, for instance, my father, who passed in 2007, every year at Christmas Eve, he used to read us the night before Christmas, before we'd all go off to bed. And it was a tradition. And so we miss that. But I've introduced that to my family, and my son now does that with his daughters. Reads the night before Christmas, before they all go to bed. It's a tradition. And it brings him into the experience. So he might not be physically there, but his imprint in our lives has still enriched the experience. My son, Justin, would have celebrated his 40th birthday last Thursday. And so my grown-up Christmas wish, it was sort of like triggering in me like that. I've been sitting with feeling, what would he be like at 40? He left his physical body 10.5 years ago. Would he have matured? I hope he would have. But what would he have been like? And so I remember him by putting a little ornament on my tree that has my favorite picture of him, and it's one of my rituals every year. It brings his memory into it. I remember how much he loved Christmas because he was born just in time for Christmas. So we find ways. It's like my mother, who passed 2 years ago. She was a very creative person, and she loved all that stuff. And so when I pull out things that are memories of my Christmas past, I can bring her presence into that and remember what she might have been doing with it. The special cookies that she would have wanted, to find those recipes and pull them out. Those are the kinds of things that we can honor our feelings and know that the tears of our heart come from that place of love. And so we honor them and we feel them and we live in them, to know that it is taking us to that deeper awareness of the gift of Christmas and all that it represents. The gift we really experience in our Christmas story, because love includes everything, even perhaps the sadness of our heart. So for the greatest gift that has been given to you is the gift of the Christ Spirit in you. We bring that into our experience first and foremost. And from this Christ Spirit in you, you can give the gift that encompasses all the other gifts. The gift that is the ultimate blessing, the ultimate fulfillment, the love of your presence, and not presence with a TS wrapped in a bow, but the presence with the CE in the form of yourself. We bring that in to our experience. So when you think of giving gifts to your loved ones this year, think about the deeper meaning, the precious gift of kindness, of love, of the presence of your Christ Spirit. How will you represent that consciousness in your giving? How will you be guided to bring that spirit into your Christmas experience? To be the gift of love from your true nature, being called to be reborn into a greater awareness each year. You know, I used to sit and think, it's like, okay, well, so am I born once and then that's it? It's like, no, because we forget. Am I living from the expression of my Christ self 24/7 all the time? No, it's a process. So every year, I remember, I remind myself, I take it to a deeper place. And ultimately, it's in making a greater difference in the world and how we show up. So we do it by following Mary's lead, to be ready, to be open and receptive, to be your presence, your Christ self, and everything you are will become a gift. Thank you for your gift of presence in my life.
The advent of love is that love never fails. I saw this meme that just reminded me of this whole service today. I just want to take this moment to say thank you for that reminder that why we are all here is love. I forget the question, but the answer is love. The answer is always love. So we want to welcome our newcomers and our live streamers. We want to thank you to you who may be joining us for the first time here or online. Thank you for sharing your consciousness and your love with us. Also, we have a welcome packet at the back table for you if you're here in person, and we also encourage you to sign our guest book. If this is the second time you've joined us, welcome back. If this is the third time, or if you've been with us for a long time now, welcome home. And to all of our friends, we want to share this unity blessing with you. To all of our newcomers and live streamers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity you are. At this time, excuse me. At this time, we'd like to invite our ushers forward to prepare for our love offering and invite Tilly to prepare for her next song. This is the time in our service where we have the opportunity to share our financial blessings with this community and in demonstration of the prosperity law of giving and receiving. There are many ways you can do this. You can give using the donation button on our website or Facebook page. No, it's easy and secure. You can call our office, you can mail it to us, or you can give it in person here this morning. There are offering envelopes in the back of the pews for your convenience. Please drop your envelope into the gift offering plate as it's passed down your row. We also encourage you to consider setting up your consistent intentional giving as a monthly or weekly automatic gift so it will never be missed. Call the office to learn how. Whichever way we offer our financial blessings, we hold these gifts in this moment in our hearts and in our hands, and we affirm together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I'm in perfect balance and flow with the universal tides of giving and receiving, and we are truly blessed. Amen.
And I also want to say thank you to Cassandra and David and Anna for coming out. This is family also, y'all. So can you give them a round of applause? Thank you. And so I'm going to try to do this one little last song. Appreciate everybody coming out today. And the word was beautiful. Thank you. And very timely. So Merry Christmas to all of you. Have yourselves a merry little Christmas. Let your hearts be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight, out of sight. Have yourselves a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are, as in olden days, happy golden days of yours. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years, we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star above the highest bough, and have yourselves a merry little Christmas. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Have yourselves a merry little Christmas now. I apologize and thank you. I love you all. Thank you. Thank you for all the love. Thank you.
I can't wait to hear you sing when you don't have a cold. Because, boy, that's some good stuff right there. Okay, so now we have a number of announcements to share with you. The e-blast is we want to highlight with you this morning that we'd like you to know that you can keep up to date on all of our Sunday services and events by subscribing to our weekly newsletter, the e-blast. Go to your home page and click on the newsletter button. Then fill out your content info and submit. Your info will be safe and secure at this site and will never be shared. Chaplain Sunday. Today we have a chaplain, Julie Webb. If you'd like to stand and wave, say hi, Julie. We have a designated prayer chaplain who will be over in the side room over here. We would ask that you would wear a face mask if you're in there, and we do have those to be provided. And she'll be in there. If the door is closed, please don't go through there. And if it's open, she's there for you. Let's see. Solstice event. On the night of winter solstice, December 21st, join us in our banquet hall for a sacred evening of ritual that honors the return of our light and the gifts it offers. We hope to see you there. Christmas Eve. This Christmas Eve promises to be extra special as it falls on a Sunday this year. That Sunday, we have a special morning service planned for you. Our youth will be performing, it's a hard word. Youth will be performing a Christmas play, and our service will be filled with extra Christmas songs, and we will conclude our Sunday service with Christmas cookies in our fellowship hall. Candlelight service. Later that evening, Unity of South Sound invites you to gather with us to celebrate as one in sacred meditation, Christmas story interpretation, singing, and light with our special Christmas Eve candlelight service. What time is that at? It's 7 p.m. There you go. Burning Bowl ceremony. Our annual Burning Bowl ceremony will be held on Sunday, December 31st. The Burning Bowl ceremony is a fire ceremony that helps us to release old, unwanted conditions or events in our lives. New Year's Day yoga and meditation. Mini retreat with Stacy Lawrence. Please join us on Monday, January 1st, 2024 from 10 a.m. to 12 noon here at Unity, second floor room above Wesley Hall here. Sorry, I lost my spot. Registration is available through the e-blast. You can also sign up at the back table. All levels of ability are welcome. A White Stone ceremony. Sunday, January 7th will be our White Stone ceremony, which is a ceremony of setting intentions for the year ahead. Please plan to join us for this powerful service. And now we'd like to invite Reverend Megan up to share about the Fall Pledge Program.
And just a reminder that, we're planting seeds of all of these special events that we have to allow you to experience the richness of the season and the preparation of the transition of one year ending to another. So please mark your calendar, and it's a great time to invite others to come and experience something that can deepen their life and what that's all about, and how do we move through the chaos of our times. Also, it's planting the seeds of the prosperity that we see blooming in this ministry. And as we move into the new year, our board is planning our budget, and so I just want to bring a gentle reminder back to our pledge form, that if you have not made a pledge commitment of what your contribution will be to Unity of South Sound in 2024, we invite you to consider doing that and maybe stretch yourself from the previous year to renew your commitment, because it helps us to know what we can count on. And so those forms are available to you there, and if you would like to add your imprint on our tree that is blooming of prosperity, you can take out one of the fruits, put your name on it, and hang it on the tree, and we'll have it there until the end of the year. So thank you for all of you that make a difference in how you show up in your presence, in whatever form it shows up in at Unity of South Sound. And now we have something even more special to talk about, right?
Yes, yes. Today is a very special day, and it is Heidi's farewell celebration. I hope I can get through this. Today, after our service, we'll celebrate Heidi Maloney's nearly 14 years of service to our community. She'll be leaving us as the church administrator to work in the field of finance and with other organizations. We will gather in the Wesley Hall to share our love and our blessings with her. Please, if you don't know Heidi, just go up and ask somebody, because everybody knows Heidi. And throw your arms around her and just remind her how much she's loved. So we want to thank you for that. And now...
and before that, I just want to say, too, it's like, please go up to her and share how she's made a difference in your life. What her physical presence in this ministry, how it has supported us, because she's been the hub behind the scene and carried a lot of weight through the transition of the pandemic and the minister me. She's been here to help me know what you hide in your closets and what's in the drawers, and how to, figure things out as we move forward. and I wouldn't have been able to do that without her and her extraordinary organizational talents that has set the foundation for us to move forward in a much more efficient way. And so as we move forward, what we are celebrating here today is also her prosperity, because she is drawing into her life an extraordinary opportunity to take her life and her experience and all that she has been up to now to another level. She will be with us here until the end of the month, so this isn't her last day, so just know you can still see her a few more Sundays. But let's just celebrate the light she is. Thank you, Heidi. Why don't you come up so we can bless you first? Yeah. So together, Heidi, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity you are. Bless you. And we have cards for you to sign. There's some really large ones, so groups of people can sign it. So please make sure that you share your message with her so that she can take it home with her. And now we're ready to party, but we have to wrap this up.
Yes. Now let's welcome in our children. And now let's bless these God lights. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity you are. Parents, if you have young children up here, come on up and take their hands. Everyone else, we invite you to stand if you're able and hold your hands high as we sing our peace song, sending peace out into the entire world. And our prayer of protection, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God, I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am. And all is well. Thank you for joining us today. Please join us in Wesley Hall for some connection and refreshments. And don't forget to check out our information tables with all the opportunities for engagement within Unity of South Sound. See you next week.
I can do all this. Let me pull up the lyrics real quick. I'll have a blue you.